The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from North Carolina, Mrs. Foxx, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Over the last 4 years, House Republicans have worked hard to put this nation on a better path forward. We've passed numerous pieces of legislation to encourage job growth and strengthen America's standing in the global economy. We've also passed bills that would decrease energy costs and increase transparency in how tax dollars are spent. Despite the short time we've had, the obstacles we've faced, and the enormity of our task, House Republicans have managed a number of conservative victories. For example, legislation I authored was signed into law last summer to streamline the federal workforce development system, including the elimination of 15 programs. We worked tirelessly to minimize the damage caused by Obamacare. The first pieces of legislation to pass in the 114th Congress included the Hire More Heroes Act, which would make it easier to hire veterans by exempting those who already have health insurance from being subject to the employer mandate in the President's health care law, and the Save American Workers Act, to change Obamacare's 30-hour definition of full-time employment and restore the traditional 40-hour work week, which has long been the standard for full-time work. Additionally, the House Republican Working Group has laid out an alternative vision to Obamacare. It includes allowing affected states to opt out of Obamacare's costly rules and regulations and to opt into a patient-centered system focused on choice and lower cost. House Republicans have been vigilant against any attempt that would impugn the Second Amendment rights of all Americans to own and bear firearms. Our Republican committee chairmen are using their gavels to exercise the constitutionally prescribed system of checks and balances to hold oversight hearings exposing the Obama administration for its unconstitutional overreach. Much of the economic turmoil that has gripped this nation is the result of the federal government spending beyond its means. In North Carolina, I often hear from constituents who are worried that our ballooning national debt threatens economic stability and jeopardizes the American dream for their families. House Republicans have responded to those concerns by passing laws cutting federal spending 2 years in a row for the first time since the Korean War. We banned earmarks and achieved the most significant spending reductions in modern history. We have protected tax cuts for individuals and families. Unfortunately, President Obama's budget ignores our crushing debt burden. Despite proposing $2.1 trillion in new tax increases, the president's budget never balances because it spends too much. In contrast to the president's budget proposal that ignores our crushing debt burden, House Republicans recently approved a budget that balances in less than 10 years without raising taxes while cutting $5.5 trillion in unnecessary spending. This budget not only places our country on a path to pay off the overwhelming mound of debt we face, but will also spur economic growth and increase opportunity. The balanced budget for a stronger America also provides a framework for completely repealing Obamacare and calls on Congress to pass comprehensive tax reform that lowers rates for individuals, families, and employers. Following approval of the budget, the House continued its record of tackling tough issues by passing bipartisan legislation to help stabilize Medicare and secure seniors' access to their doctors. By transitioning to a new provider payment system focused on quality, value, and accountability, we've laid the groundwork for future Medicare reforms. It's been said that no one hears the plane that landed safely. What that very apt adage suggests is that we are often unaware of the good work being done every day, and it isn't unless something goes wrong that people take notice. House Republicans are working hard to continue our good work and advance solutions that will build a healthy economy, empowering all Americans to seek new opportunities and achieve a better life. I yield back, Mr. Speaker.